Welcome back to Bay Sunday. Please welcome our next guest, Dr. Jasmine Therese Esguerra, founder of Pure Wellness International. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me here.
So what is hands-on healing? That's a skill that you have.
It is. It's you can say my complementary education, because I did get my doctorate in chiropractic, but it wasn't until recently that until I actually moved back to the Bay Area, that I started tapping into what I grew up with, that I learned from my grandmother, because she would work on me and my cousins every day. She was hands-on with coconut oil, and she would go literally from head to toe, and she would massage all our muscles so we didn't have body aches, and we rarely got sick.
And what inspired you to kind of pursue that? Because you were telling me that you got sick back in 2012.
I did. I actually almost died.
With?
I had double pneumonia and pleurisy. And I literally was at the edge of my life, and that was actually a miraculous experience. I literally felt like I was breathing through a toothpick, had very little air coming in, and I started praying over my body. So I have a spiritual background too, and I just said, you know, I can do all things through God who strengthens me. I am my God who strengthens me, because I was so tired. And I thought, I need supernatural help in that moment. And then I became aware of this pinpoint white light in the middle of my chest. And then I felt almost like it was as if God had painted angel wings on the inside of my lungs. And I heard this, and I was able to take this full, peaceful breath that I hadn't been able to breathe for a long time. And then my eyes were already closed, but I had my third eye, this area, lit up with such white, bright light that I was squinting. And then every cell in my body lit up with white light, and I just heard this, and passed out, and my pneumonia was gone.
And you were fine after that? And
yeah.
Were you in the hospital at the time, or in your home?
No, I was home. I mean, with my more holistic background, and honestly with my uncle dying of lung cancer just a year before, I was afraid to go into a hospital. Mm-hmm. And I knew the procedures that had to take place if you had pneumonia, and I just thought, surely there's got to be another way to do it. And I had no idea how slippery that slope was. I got so sick so fast. And
were people advising you to go to the hospital?
I was actually seeking. I was seeing an acupuncturist who was working with herbs, and what she told me is that I had to take a 3-year sabbatical, a forced sabbatical. I said, just tell me what to do. Tell me what to do and I'll do it. And she said, the point is, Jazz, that you've done too much. There is a point that you have to just say, you know, she said, you're doing too much. You have to stop, and you have to just, she said, she called it my yin pulse, my feminine pulse. She said, it's so weak. She said, if you continue the route that you've gone, she said, you'll have early osteoporosis. She said you'll have early menopause. And she said, your bones will literally be taking from your blood. She said, you have to stop.
Okay, so how have you taken your experience and the things that you've learned from your grandmother to help others?
I taught healing, hands-on healing, to kids at this Philippine kids camp. And I just thought it would be great because it was from our lineage. And they were so happy to be aware and to know that they could move energy. They didn't just have to be at effect, that they could actually be at cause with their body. And they love learning. And what I was surprised is one of the little kids, he was actually one of a twin. He came to me, he's like, I worked on Mom and she loved it. And I said, well, practice on me. And he worked on me, and I said, you're good. So I realized it was teachable. At first I thought it was a little bit of a burden, responsibility. I had to do it all, but when I realized it's teachable, I thought, right on, let's teach it.
So is this something it's almost preventative, or something that you can...
It's preventative, it's loving, it's nurturing. You shouldn't have to wait until something is wrong. And what I did notice also in working with my sister's daughter's basketball team is a lot of the athletes that we worked with, their muscles literally felt mangled, almost like nappy hair or tangled hair, right? Mm-hmm. And then there was this one girl in particular, and her grandmother, she literally she worked on her more regularly, and her muscles were so even keel. I said, that's a healthier body. That's a less chaotic body.
And last question really quickly, have doctors and hospitals, how open are they to this method of healing?
I've been welcomed in in children's hospitals. I've interviewed with pain management doctors at Children's Hospital because the patients that I was working with, they weren't losing their hair, they were having an easier time with their gut. So very welcome, because I don't debate what they might need in medicine. I just strengthen their immune system, and I strengthen their awareness of their body.
Well, thank you, Jasmine, for joining us here this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. And for more information about Pure Wellness International, you could log on to drjasminetherese.com. That's drjasminetherese.com. We'll be back with more Base Sunday after this break.